This is Aaron with ANET Computers from anetcomputers.com with another potential tutorial that might help you upgrade an older Thinkcenter computer. PCI-E cards, how to add PCI-E card to your Lenovo Thinkcenter PC. And this is specifically for a Lenovo Thinkcenter S51. Trying to add a PCI-E card to your Lenovo Thinkcenter computer. The Thinkcenter S51 part numbers 8098, 8171, 8172, and 8173 will beep with code 4233 if you try to install any PCI-E card besides a PCI-E times 1 card. The system only supports PCI-E times 1. And then PCI-E stands for PCI Express, which is a newer technology than just the older PCI cards. They come in times 1, times 8, times 16, etc. This computer only supports a times 1 or an X1, which is their first PCI Express card. It's older technology, but it might be an upgrade for you that's worth your time. Please read the official hardware maintenance manual from Lenovo for your Lenovo Thinkcenter S51. The bezel is removable but must be replaced with a PCIe times 1 card only. If you feel your Thinkcenter computer is having this problem, then make sure to check with Lenovo support to see if this affects your particular model. Here's a photograph of just a random PCI Express times 1 card. And we can look at the photo closer. If you notice where it connects to the actual computer, where the cursor, my mouse cursor is at, not all PCI Express cards are built the same. Some are longer. So where it actually inserts into the riser board, this may prolongate. And then this is a PCI Express times 1 card. So you could install a video card, etc. that's a PCI Express. As this is a video card. This is a DVI video card. Anyways, you can find PCIe times 1 cards from many popular online retailers like the ones listed in a Google search. You might also want to contact a local retail computer store to see if they have any, if you don't want to purchase one online. Just ask them if they have any PCIe X1 cards, which the X1 stands for times 1. And then here I will show you some examples. So let's just go to the link first, Lenovo Thinkcenter S51, which takes you to this web page. This link still works for now. This is the hardware maintenance manual for the Thinkcenter A51 type A424, 8425, 8428, A51P type 8420, 8421, 8422, 8423, 8426, 8427, M51 type 8095, 8096, 8097, 8141, 8142, 8143, etc. S51 type 8098, 8171, 8172, 8173. And I actually have a copy on my computer, but I'll get to that as my smart device notifies me of a message. So I wanted to show you an example of what will be required for you to replace or install a PCI Express times 1 card for your Thinkcenter S51, as long as it's the same machine type that's stipulated in this blog post that I wrote. So here's a photo, and we'll try to zoom in further for you. So this is what your Thinkcenter S51 computer will look like, and this is kind of towards the front the right side, you will want to take the cover off, and there's instructions in the manual on page 92 on how to take the cover off. And then once you take the cover off, and we'll zoom in here as much as I can with this photo, you see right where my mouse cursor is, where the white, this is the white or off-white, whatever you want to call it, slot, that's the older style PCI. The newer type is right below it, which might be difficult to see, but it's black. It's painted black. That's the PCI Express slot. This is a riser board, and you see where the blue on top of it, it's a latch. You either pull on it or slide it or push on it, and then you take this riser card out. The riser card inserts itself onto this motherboard in the case. You might have to take the riser card. What you could try, but since the PCI Express slot is below the PCI slot, you might not be able to just take a PCI Express ×1 card, because you see where the IDE cable, there just might not be enough room, but you might be able to do it. I would recommend that, but just be careful. If it looks like it's too difficult, or you don't want to scratch you don't want to damage the PCI card. So if you quickly cannot install it, I would recommend that you take out the riser card, and then that's when you insert the PCI Express card. You might have to, actually. You probably have to take out the riser card, because, yeah, actually you do. Because you'd have to take out, back here at the back of the computer, you have to take out this metal piece, and then take out the riser card, and then install the riser card back, and then the connector for the whatever card you're installing will appear outside the rear, the external of part of that computer. Unless for whatever reason you're already missing the second it's like a dummy device. It's just inserts into the slot for the back, because you don't want to get dust into your computer. Anyways, so we can close that, and then we can just quickly show you what that computer might look like. Here's a viewpoint from the back, and then as you can see, let's see if this is the same model. It might not be, but it might look similar to this. You can see the DVI card connector in the rear. Here's another photo. You see on this one, right here where my mouse cursor is on the left hand side above the IBM logo, to the left on the side, upper side, that's a latch. You just push in on that, and then on the right hand side, the same area, the upper part of the case, you press in both buttons, and then that releases the cover, and you might just have to pull up on the cover, and then it goes to the back. So you pull up, and then you kind of push towards the back, as this other picture I showed you. You see this photo right here? You see where the lid is already standing, and it just kind of swings down back, and then it swings back. So you just push in on those two side buttons, and you should be able to release the cover. But again, in the reference manual that I have, that I'm going to show you, it gives you detailed instructions on how to actually take off the cover. So here's just a photo of the computer without the case, and I think we will here's a photo of the riser card. I wanted to show you, how about this photo? This is what I was talking about. Let's see if we can zoom in further. Maybe not, but this is the riser card. You see on the left hand side, this is where it connects to the rear of the computer, and these are dummies. A lot of times they're already there. They're metal clips. Sometimes there's a screw right here on the very left-hand side. You have to unscrew, and then the metal dummy slides out. Sometimes they don't have screws. You just kind of have to twist them off, and then you just slide them back. It just depends on the computer. And then here's the white or the off-white is the PCI slot, and then above it in this photo, because the riser card is upside down, above it, which really, when you look at the computer case before you take out the riser card, this will be flipped. The PCI will be above, and then the PCI Express will be below it. As you can see, it's black, if you can tell. And then this is where it connects. This is the riser card connection, which it just installs itself into the motherboard, because there's a place on the motherboard that you just install the riser card into. Let me see if I can find a photo of that. I might not be able to find one real quick for you. See if there's another photo with the riser card. Here's another photo with the riser card on eBay. You could maybe buy a replacement. I don't want to go to eBay. But anyways, I think I'm done with that. There are instructions in the manual on how to take out the riser card and then install a PCI and or a PCI Express card into a remaining slot right here. This is actually a pretty good photo, in my opinion, for that computer. You see where it's in the corner, and then there's a connector on the motherboard that this riser card just sits into. You just seat it properly. Okay, so let's go to the manual, the reference manual. So I skipped to page 103 in the manual. Removing and replacing a PCI adapter. Step 1, remove the cover, which I kind of detailed. If you need further information on how to perform that, you can go to page 92 in this manual. Removing the cover. And then step 2, rotate the drive bay assembly upward to gain access to the system board. And then open the adapter latch and remove the failing adapter. Or if that adapter is empty, the slot is empty, you have to take off, like I went before, you have to take off the dummy slot, the metal piece, either screw, you have to take out the screw and then pull it out, or it'll twist and it comes out. Remove the new adapter from its packaging, install the adapter into the riser board is really what it is. And then you see the riser board here above the, you see the slot right here in the very corner. It's a similar slot to what's on the riser card, but it's directly on the motherboard. It's just a riser slot for a riser board or a riser card. You just pull up on it. And then once you're done installing the card, the either PCI or PCI Express, then you just reinsert the riser card, riser board back into a slot on the motherboard. Here's rotate the drive bay assembly back to the normal position. To complete the installation, go to closing the cover and connecting cables. And then there was one other thing I want to go over for you. This manual is quite lengthy. It's 352 pages. I wanted to show you that there were some when I searched earlier, PCI-E, this manual, it depends on the model. You have to make sure you have the right model, and this is we'll go back to my blog post, and it stipulates that the Thinkcenter S51 has different part numbers. So you think that you have a Thinkcenter S51, which you do. However, they came in different more specific models, and each different model had a specific part number. So you have to find out which part number, and it should be on your computer case. On the bottom, there should be a label that has the specific IBM Lenovo Thinkcenter part number, either 8098, 8171, 8172, or 8173. So there's 4 of them that you have to worry about. Once you find out which one you have, then you can order parts. Or you could go to this reference manual, and it's linked. On the description of this YouTube video that I'm making, I will include a web link out to my website, anetcomputers.com, and as long as the link right here, as long as this hyperlink works, and then it takes you to Lenovo, as long as this continues to work, you'll have a little bit of information here you can go over, but really what's important is you have a link to the hardware maintenance manual that shows you how to maintain your computer, you know, RAM upgrade, etc. But more specific to this video tutorial is how to install a PCI Express x1 video card into your Lenovo S51 computer. Now, once you find out your model number, this actually has part numbers for PCI Express cards. So one found. It says right here, a 64 megabyte PCI-E adapter dual VGA models 29U, 39U, 3BU, etc. And then it gives you the part number, which the FRU. In IBM speak, they refer to their part numbers as FRU numbers. The FRU number, frugal, or I don't know, whatever. I don't know why they chose. That could be an acronym. That could stand for an acronym, but we'll try to keep it simple. You would just need this FRU number, and you could Google it. We could do that right now, actually. We could copy it, and then we go out to Google, and then paste it, and see if it finds anything. And it even showed up the FRU. You see how it wanted to? You could just select FRU, and it's an ATI Radeon. That's one model. That's one brand. IBM ATI Radeon 64 megabyte PCIe dual VGA video card. And make sure you want to make sure that it's an PCI Express, which it is, and then a x1. That motherboard will not accept, using the riser card, it won't accept anything higher than a PCI Express. Now that might, obviously that's not the latest and greatest. There's there's x8, x16, there's AGP, there's other technologies, and in the future there will be better video technologies. But let's say you bought that computer standard and it only had an integrated video, so it only had the video that was built into the motherboard, and you're like, well, wow, I want to upgrade that. There's certain specifications that are limited with the PCI Express x1. That's a discussion for another video, but you can look into that if you think it's productive. You just look into and study what the technical specifications are for PCI Express x1, and then that can help you order the right part. Off the top of my head, you might be able to get a 256 megabyte or 512 megabyte video card, which will be a lot better than the onboard video card. And we can click on images, and here's one right here, allegedly, but you have to do your homework, and you have to make sure that it is a PCI Express x1, and then you have to make sure that it will fit in your computer, because it has a riser board. But there might be some forums. You could just type in upgrade Thinkcenter and then get with the part number, upgrade Thinkcenter 8098. And there could be some forum posts where people learned the hard way that they ordered the wrong card, either an X8, PCI Express X8, or PCI Express X16, or the card was too big because of the type of computer it was. It just didn't fit right. Yeah, there's different sizes. You see, even on a Google search, you have the fuller, longer PCI Express card. Then you have a slimline. You see this one right here? We can look at this picture. This is a more slender. It's not as tall. But then you notice how it's got the full connector. You might be able to get a slimmer PCI Express card with the handle that's lower. Let me see if I can find one real quick. Let's see. It looks like more like, I would say this one. Let's look at this one. Yes, this one might fit. It's slimmer. The connection is shorter. And then that will fit into that computer. And then let me do one other search. Because earlier I found multiple ones. Maybe I didn't search it right. Let's see, how was it here? PCIe. Let's try that again. Oops. PCIe. Let's see if it finds any more. Oh, there's multiple ones here. Again, you see where it shows here 8143 FRUs, so part numbers. Let's keep it simple. So back to the blog post, 8143 is for a different computer. So it wouldn't work. If you have a S51, again, remember the hardware maintenance manual, the page stipulated that this is for all these models. Well, my blog post is only specific for an IBM Thinkcenter S51. And there's only 4 types: 8098, 8171, 8172, 8173. Then you refer to the reference manual. This reference manual is also for Thinkcenter A51s, M51s, A51P, and S51s. Well, that card might not fit on your computer. The case might be smaller. It might be a tower versus a desktop model, which again, with a tower, a desktop model like the one that I showed you, is limited space. There's less space available. That's why a full-sized PCI Express card might not fit, but one of these that I showed you, the slimmer, the smaller, more compact PCI Express card, that might fit. And then the technical specifications, so you have to do some homework, but maybe perhaps this video tutorial will help you at least get on your way, at least answer some questions. But it is interesting, but this is a 350-page document, so that's quite a bit of information. If you've matched everything up, you have let's find a one that's more apropos. Let's look for a 8098. We'll just search that. And I might be able to quickly find it. See how many items it finds. 1. Oh, there's only 1. Okay, well, this manual... Oh yeah, replacing FRU types. We'll keep scrolling. I think page 137. Yeah, here we go. Replacing FRU types 8908. And there's detailed instructions how to take the cover off, as you can see, and it shows you the rear of the computer. And then it even tells you where the PCI adapter is located. But there's PCI and PCIe. We are specifically talking about PCIe. So this computer might not have a PCIe slot. As you can see, this is what I told you before. On the sides, as you can see in this graphic, you push in on the 2 buttons and then that releases the lever, and then you pull up on the cover, as you can see here. And then here, number 4 is the PCI riser assembly, riser card, riser, whatever you want to call it. Riser board, riser card, riser assembly, and it pulls out. So quite a bit of detailed information. I think that's a good starter because that happens quite often. People ask me, well, I want to upgrade my computer, and they go out and they go to Best Buy and they get the latest and greatest video card, and then they come ask me, they're like, well, it doesn't fit. And they're wondering why. That's because computers, they have different type of technologies, different type of peripherals, different type of slots now. But if you want to learn on how to upgrade your computer, or you're a do-it-yourselfer, you might save money. Instead of taking that computer to your local computer repair shop or computer shop, I don't know what they would charge, $100, $75 for an upgrade, maybe more, I don't know, whatever their prices are. You're like, well, maybe I can do it on my own. And then you can learn how to go out on the internet and order the right part and install it, and it has the right specifications, and then bam, you just upgraded your video card on your computer, or a sound card. You could get a whatever PCI Express card will fit in that computer. So you can always browse to anetcomputers.com to listen to other potential tips and tutorials and fixes for your most common computer problems. Thank you for listening.